In the dense heart of rural New Hampshire, cloaked in autumn mist and tangled forest, there once stood an orphanage unlike any other. Built in 1827, Whitmore Home for Children was meant to be a sanctuary, but its history became a chronicle of whispered tragedies, unexplained deaths, and final silence. Founded by Reverend Josiah Whitmore, a stern and deeply religious man, the orphanage promised structure and safety for the unwanted. But within months of its opening, townspeople began to murmur. Children went missing, strange lights flickered from the attic windows, and the forest grew darker with each passing year. No official records survive after 1841. That year, a fire consumed the orphanage. Firefighters found no bodies, only ash and the scent of scorched wood. All 27 children and 5 staff members simply vanished. Some said they were consumed by the fire. Others claimed they had never truly existed. Since then, the site has remained untouched. Locals dare not step near it. The earth refuses to reclaim the foundation. And every year, on the anniversary of the fire, a soft hum, like a lullaby, echoes through the woods. In the town records of 1830, only one letter survives from a school inspector named Elias Marlowe. In his scrawled hand, he wrote of children too quiet, too still, never laughing, never playing. He described their eyes as old beyond their years, and spoke of a strange hush that settled whenever adults entered the room. Marlowe also mentioned hearing faint weeping from the walls at night, and once glimpsed a girl walking the halls barefoot, only to vanish when he approached. He fled that very evening and was later found wandering the woods, muttering, "They're not alone in there. Not alone." By the time anyone returned to investigate, Marlowe had vanished completely, leaving behind only his journal. Its final page bore one sentence, scrawled in ink and blood: "They belong to her now." In the early 2000s, a group of university students studying abandoned historical sites attempted to document the remains of the Whitmore Orphanage. They arrived with cameras, tools, and optimism, but what they found would never make it to their final report. Their footage, later recovered by police, shows them exploring the cellar. Flickering night vision captures walls covered in children's handprints. Then static. Then screaming. All 4 students were declared missing. Their gear was found in a pile, untouched by weather or time. To this day, no other research group has returned. The town sealed the road leading to the site. Only wind moves through the ruins now, along with the lullaby, which can sometimes be heard on old audio recorders long after the batteries have died. By the spring of 1853, the children of Hawthorne Orphanage had become eerily silent and withdrawn. Once lively, their eyes grew hollow. Some refused to sleep near the fire, while others whispered to unseen presences. A boy named Edwin obsessively traced 13 chalk circles on the cold stone floor day after day. Staff reported cold spots in the hallways, objects mysteriously shifting, and a shadowy figure pacing the locked chapel's upper gallery. Father Hargreaves performed desperate blessings, but soon fled, warning villagers of an evil presence consuming the children's souls. A volunteer who found a hidden room filled with dozens of unclaimed children's tombs left in terror, her silence fueling dark rumors that something malevolent had taken hold inside the orphanage. On a bitter winter's night in 1854, unnatural silence engulfed the orphanage. The wind howled through broken windows, yet not a child stirred inside. Staff heard a distant lullaby, soft, mournful, and otherworldly, and flickering shadows danced down empty hallways. Head nurse Martha Graves made her rounds alone, finding dormitory doors locked tight from within. Forcing one open, she discovered an empty room, beds made, the fireplace faintly glowing, untouched. Outside, a ghostly light pulsed above the grounds like a heartbeat. By dawn, Martha was found unconscious at the forest's edge, whispering the name Edwin. The children had vanished without a trace, swallowed by the night and mystery. The Hawthorne Orphanage was abandoned soon after. Locals spoke in hushed tones of strange lights, distant lullabies, and the sorrowful wails that drifted from the empty ruins, warning all who dared approach. Over the decades, treasure hunters and ghost seekers ventured inside, only to be driven away by inexplicable chills, sudden shadows, and whispered warnings echoing in the dark halls. In 1905, the orphanage grounds were purchased by a private owner who vowed to demolish the cursed building, but the structure inexplicably burned again before he could act, leaving only blackened rubble and silence. Today, the site remains fenced and forbidden, yet locals claim on quiet nights they still hear the faint lullaby carried by the wind and see pale figures wandering among the trees, lost souls forever trapped in the orphanage's shadow. Curiosity and fear intertwined as local historians and paranormal investigators began chronicling tales of the orphanage. Their journals describe eerie shadows flickering in candlelight and the ever-present hum of an unseen lullaby that seems to seep from the very soil. Despite modern technology, attempts to record the mysterious lullaby or capture apparitions have produced only static, distorted echoes and fleeting glimpses, never clear proof, but enough to unsettle even the most skeptical. Local folklore weaves the story of the children's spirits trapped between worlds, forever bound by the tragedy that claimed their lives. Their song a mournful reminder of innocence lost and a warning to the living. In the 1950s, a final effort was made to bring closure. A team of archaeologists excavated the site, hoping to uncover remains or clues to the orphanage's dark past. Instead, they found only scattered fragments of children's toys, worn clothing, and inexplicable scorch marks etched into the earth. The dig was abruptly halted after workers reported hearing faint crying and seeing shadowy figures at dusk. Unwilling to risk their sanity, the team packed up, leaving the orphanage's secrets buried beneath the soil. Today, the orphanage remains a chilling reminder of forgotten children and unanswered questions. Its story preserved only in whispers, old journals, and the ghostly lullabies that refuse to fade. The Whitmore Orphanage's legacy lives on in the stories passed down through generations. Tales of sorrow, spectral children, and a lullaby that drifts on the wind. Some say the spirits remain restless, trapped forever by the orphanage's tragic fate. Visitors who dare approach the site speak of cold spots, whispered voices, and the unsettling feeling of unseen eyes watching. Photographs often reveal blurred shapes or strange lights, proof enough for believers and a warning for the curious. Whether fact or folklore, the orphanage remains a dark chapter in New Hampshire's history, a haunting testament to forgotten lives and the shadows that linger long after the flames have died. Over the decades, the story of Whitmore Orphanage has seeped into local legend, inspiring books, documentaries, and ghost tours. Its eerie lullaby and tragic history captivate the imagination, reminding us how the past can echo into the present. Paranormal enthusiasts continue to visit the site, equipped with recording devices and cameras, hoping to capture a glimpse of the supernatural. Their stories fuel the mythos, keeping the orphanage's memory alive in whispered warnings and late-night tales. Yet beneath the fascination lies a sobering truth. The lives lost, the pain endured, and the unanswered questions that may never find rest. The orphanage's story is not just one of ghosts, but of real children and a dark chapter of history. In recent years, historians and local officials have tried to piece together the orphanage's true story. Archival research uncovered some forgotten letters and census records, hinting at the harsh conditions and neglect that may have fueled the tragedies. Despite these efforts, many questions remain unanswered. The fire's cause is still debated. Was it accidental, arson, or something more sinister? The lack of survivors and official reports only deepens the mystery. Families connected to the orphanage's lost children have held memorial services near the ruins, hoping to bring peace to restless souls and closure to descendants who carry the legacy of loss. Even with modern investigations, strange phenomena persist around the orphanage site. Visitors report sudden drops in temperature, unexplained whispers, and glimpses of shadowy figures disappearing into the trees. Electronic devices frequently malfunction near the ruins. Cameras lose power, recorders pick up static and faint lullabies, and compasses spin wildly as if disoriented by an unseen force. Locals believe these disturbances are echoes of the orphanage's tragic past, remnants of sorrow that refuse to fade. For many, the site remains a place of respect and caution. Over time, the Whitmore Orphanage transformed into a cornerstone of local folklore. Tales of ghostly children playing in the mist, eerie lullabies drifting through the woods, and shadowy figures watching from the trees became part of community storytelling. Storytellers recount warnings passed down through generations. Children who wander too close to the ruins risk being drawn into the orphanage's restless grip, lost to the whispers and shadows. These legends have kept the memory of the orphanage alive, blending history and myth into a cautionary tale about loss, neglect, and the fragile boundary between life and death. In the late 20th century, efforts were made to preserve the orphanage site as a historic landmark. Archaeologists carefully excavated parts of the ruins, uncovering artifacts that told silent stories of the children's lives and the harsh conditions they endured. Despite the good intentions, these projects were often met with resistance from locals who feared disturbing restless spirits or reopening painful wounds. Preservationists continue to balance respect for the orphanage's tragic past with the desire to educate future generations about this haunting chapter of history. Though the orphanage ruins stand silent today, the mysteries surrounding Whitmore Home endure. Scholars, paranormal investigators, and visitors alike continue to seek answers, hoping to understand what truly happened behind those walls. Some believe the children's spirits remain trapped, their lullaby echoing through time as a reminder of innocence lost and secrets buried deep beneath the earth. Whitmore Holmes' story is a chilling testament to the fragile boundary between care and cruelty, sanctuary and prison. It serves as a somber warning and a call to remember those forgotten by history.